Alright, in this video, this is a totally revamped, custom, quote-unquote custom YouTube subscription component. No, this is not going to be your YouTube subscriptions, most recent uploads, but you can add as many channels as you want, channels that you follow quite often, in any custom app, and this is what I'm calling the custom YouTube subscriptions component. So this is the component. Big difference than what I did back here in June of this year where I was using Tasker. No, not anymore. This is all done inside of custom. More on that in a second. But right now I have 5 channels. I have mine, I have Affinity, Insidium, Motion VFX, XDA developers, and then it round robins back to the beginning. So we can go in either direction. And not only that, let me show you how easy it is to add another channel. Just 2 little tweaks inside of the component, really quick. Let's go ahead and add one. So again, custom YouTube subscriptions. This component is in my free components folder. Let's go ahead and jump into the globals of that component. Now some of these globals here are self-explanatory. I'll go over those in a second, but I want to go ahead and show you how quickly you can add a channel. Notice I have Chan 1, Chan 2, Chan 3, and then I have it all the way up to Chan 5. If you recall, we did have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it bumps right back around to the beginning. Well, let's add a Chan 6. So this is what you're going to do if you're going to load up this component. Let's call it Chan 6. This is going to be our 6th channel. It's going to be a text global. And let's add the channel ID for Mr. Beast. This guy actually lives less than an hour from me, but no, I've never met him. If you haven't seen his videos, go check him out, but I'm sure you've seen at least one. But sometimes when you're trying to get the channel ID, you might see youtube.com/user and then slash that username. Whereas, for example, over here on my YouTube channel, I have youtube.com/channel, and this is what we're after, the channel ID. So here's a quick way to get a channel ID if it doesn't pop up here in the URL. I'm going to go back to Mr. Beast. I'm going to right click, view page source, and I'm going to search this page for channel_ID. And once we search for that, we'll find that ID right here. So I'm going to take that and copy it. Come over here to custom, let me apply that text global, and by the way, I did put descriptions for all of these. If you come in here and change these, obviously you want to change your description so you know what channel you're talking about. But let's come on down to Chan 6 for Mr. Beast. Let's paste that in, let's check it, and then there's one more little tweak, nothing crazy. So all we've done so far is added a Chan 6 for our 6th channel. Scroll on up, and for the global variable num, you want this number to match the number of channels that you have. Since I just added one, we now have 6 channels. That's all you have to do to add a channel to your custom YouTube subscriptions component. So let's save that, jumping back to the home screen. And if I go back one, it's going to take a second for it to load, but there we go. Mr. Beast, give it a second for the thumbnails to load up, and let's see. Would you rather have a Lamborghini or this house? Tapping on that. There we go, straight to the video. Now the question comes, how am I doing this versus what I did back in June of this year? I did mention in that video I was unable to get certain pieces of the XML. I just didn't know how to do it. I'm not an XML expert. I'm relatively comfortable with it, or at least navigating through it. But if we look at that XML, and I did mention this in that video, youtube.com/feed/videos.xml with a question mark, channel_ID equals, and then put in whatever channel ID you want to get the XML for. The issue I was having inside of here was getting the thumbnail. That was one of the main things I wanted to get. And it deals with namespaces, and I did have a comment back on this video on how to do that. Special shout out goes to AA16 Special Edition. He was nice enough to provide a fix. It's dealing with namespaces and some things called attributes. For example, if I jump back to this XML, we had this namespace, and again, I'm not an XML expert, but I'm going to show you how we can get this URL, and this is referred to as an attribute. It's not as easy as, say, getting this ID or this title here, and notice this title right here matches what we have down here, and I was able to even access the title here, and you'll see that in the component. But what I was after was getting the thumbnail URL, and not only that, right here, the link to the video. We have to get this attribute as well so that when we touch our image, it will open that video up. And again, thanks so much, AA16 Special Edition. Now let me show you what he provided in those comments. But I tell you what, before I do that, just a few globals to show you a few things. This is the global font for all of the text items that you see up here. The Chan size, just going to adjust that text. The title size will adjust the size of the titles only, not the channel title up here. The image size, you guessed it, it'll adjust the size of those thumbnails. The title width, we can make these titles cover a wider part of our screen, or we can shrink them on in so it will take up more lines. You can see that right here. Margin 1 is going to be the gap between each individual video. So if I press margin 1 and I bring it up, it's adjusting the gap in between each video. But it's not adjusting the gap between the video thumbnail and the title. That's what margin 2 will do. That's adjusting the gap between the thumbnail and its title. So margin 2, the gap between the title and the thumbnail. Margin 1 is going to be the gap between each individual video thumbnail. I guess you could call this a group, and that little gap right there, another group, this little gap right here, that's what margin 1 is doing. Nav marg, nothing crazy here, but I'm just adjusting the spacing between the title of the channel and these arrows. And again, this one here, I mentioned that a moment ago. Make sure GVNum matches the number of channels that you have down here in your globals. And I do have 2 more globals here as well. I have the URL. This URL is that feeds XML, but I have the channel ID. I have that blank because we can link that to the Chan 1, Chan 2, Chan 3, how many ever channels you have. And then the only other global we have here is the channel, and I have it set to 1. Now, if I go to here, this is going to change to a 2. You might not see it, but now it is a 2. If I go back to Mr. Beast, that was channel number 6. So if I go to there and then we come, let it load up. But if I come into the channel, notice it is 6 now. And don't worry about 6.0, it works out just fine. So anyway, back to the XML piece. If we go to our items, I have everything inside of a stack group. And what I want to go ahead and show you, feel free to dive into this, but I want to show you that fix for the XML. And a good place to show it to you is the image. But before I do that, let me just jump to mine right here. I'm going to go to the image. That's this image right here. For that bitmap, we have a code. Now you can already see what's getting returned. And what I want you to notice, if we come here and look at this URL for my first entry, this is the first, most recent upload I have. That's the exact same URL that we have right there. So what we're doing in our XML, if you're familiar with this, we're navigating to entry 1. That's this right here. And this is where we have to jump into that namespace as well as the attribute. You have to type this in exactly like you see it. A star, this left square bracket, name with parentheses, equals, and then put whatever tag we have here is what I call it. But this media thumbnail, we want to put that media thumbnail in single quotes, close up the square bracket like you see right here. And then inside of this media thumbnail, you're trying to access this attribute. So what you have to do after you put that right square bracket, do a /, do @ and whatever that attribute name is. Notice it's @URL. This is how you can dive into these things and get these attributes. Another place I want to show this to you is also up here with the link. So when we tap on the thumbnail, we want to open this link up right here. Let me check on that. I'm still inside of this first image here. Let me go to touch. We got open link, and let's check out this code. Pretty much the same code, except now I'm inside of entry 1, and we have the same syntax stuff going on. The asterisk with the left bracket, the name, the parentheses, the equals, and now I'm accessing the link. That's this piece here. Notice I'm closing it up. I'm doing a /, @ and then the attribute we want to access. Notice we have href right there. And that's how we're getting this link that will take us directly to the video, and we will do that when we touch that image right there. Now the only thing you're going to see different for these other images is going to be the entry number. For example, let me come on out of here. Let's go to where we have all of our entries. Let me come to entry 4. So entry 4, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, this one right here. Let's jump to that image. Let's jump to this code, and notice we have an entry 4. Now something I didn't mention up until this point, but I mentioned the GV URL and then I mentioned the GV channel. This is what is allowing me to jump back and forth between those different channels. The URL is this part right up to here. That's GV URL. Then I'm putting a plus and I'm doing GV Chan, and it can be channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, channel 4, channel 5, channel 6, or how many ever channels you have. And what I'm doing there is I'm kind of linking multiple globals together. So this GV URL is getting that highlighted piece. And then GV Chan, recall Chan was a Chan 1, Chan 2, Chan 3, etc. So when I'm doing Chan plus this GV channel, that's where it's getting the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, and the 6. Well, now you may wonder, if you're not confused already, well, how are we changing this GV channel from a 1, 2, 3, etc.? Let's check on this. Let's go back into the component. In that stack group, we're going to go to the channel name and nav. That's what we have up here. And these two arrows are what's going to allow us to either increase by 1 or decrease by 1, or even do the round robin or bounce back and forth. Now, it's been years since I've really dove into the text global variable. Check out my old videos. It works the same way. But just to show you this one with the left arrow, toggle global switch. Notice we're changing the channel, not Chan, but the actual channel. That was one of those text globals I created. And if we look at the code, this button here will go backwards. So we want to be subtracting 1 to go backwards through our channels. But then if we hit 1, we want a round robin. So we want to jump back to that highest number channel we have. But anyway, I don't want to dive too deep into that, but here's that code. If GV channel is bigger than 1, we want to take GV channel and subtract 1. We're going to go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But once we hit 1, GV channel will not be greater than 1 anymore because it's going to be equal to 1. What do we want to happen? We don't want to subtract 1 from it. We want to set it to GV num. What is GV num? Do you remember? That is that number global that we set to match the number of channels that we have. This will all change dynamically. All you have to do is add a text global. I have Chan 6. If I wanted to add another one, I would do Chan 7. I would copy and paste that channel ID into that text global. And then what I would also do, don't forget this, is inside of the globals, super simple, we would come down to that GV num, and how many ever channels we have here, 6 in this case, we want to make sure that this right here matches that as well. And there you have it, your own custom quote-unquote YouTube subscriptions component. Add as many channels as you want. Everything done inside of Kustom, no longer done inside of Tasker. And again, thank you so much, AA16 Special Edition, for providing that fix. I'm sure I will use that for many more tutorials to come. If you like what you see and you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And if you have any questions, leave a comment below. And that's it for this video. I hope it helped.